Good morning, everyone. Um, so this morning I want to talk about um, manifestation once again, um, and I want to specifically talk about why it doesn't seem to happen. Um, we listen to the gurus, the people who know what they're doing, who show evidence of being able to manifest their goals and their dreams. And we feel like we're doing everything that they're telling us to do. Um, we're doing our meditation, we're writing our affirmations, um, we're doing all of the bits and pieces that are supposed to make it happen, and then we look out at the evidence and we go, it's not happening. So why is that? What can we do to make it happen? No, I thought I was doing everything they told me. I'm doing everything they tell me. It's supposed to be happening, it's not happening. Why? Well, as I'm discovering, you know, um, it's not happening. Well, at least for me, and I bet the same for you. It's not happening because I have these resistant thoughts, and the resistant thoughts are coming from my observation that it's not happening. I'm gonna I'm gonna kind of expound on that because the thing is that it is happening, but my observation is that it's not happening. Let me explain that a little. Manifestation occurs when the vibration of a thought that you believe in gains enough momentum. And the catch is the thought that you believe in. So when you create this desire, I want this to happen in my life, and the universe responds saying, okay, here it is. And you go, no, it's not. What you're doing is you're setting up resistance to the idea that it has happened. It already has happened. But how can I observe that it's happened when I look out and I don't see it happening? It's How can you tell me it's happening when it's clearly not happening? You know, my desire is to have at least $100,000 in my bank account. It's not there. When I look in my bank account, it's not there. It's not happened. How can I believe it happened? So what's going on is you have made your desire known to the universe. The universe has responded, okay, here it is. We're going to give it to you. But first, you have to align with it. First, you have to believe that that what is happening is exactly what is supposed to happen for you to get vibrationally in tune with the result. Albert Einstein said that the solution to any problem cannot be found from the mind or with the mind that asked the question, that posed the question in the first place. You you have to rearrange, you have to get your mind tuned to the vibration of the solution before you can see the solution. And I spoke about this in the past. It's like a radio station. You can't hear the music on this station. You can't see what's going on a television until you tune into that station. And every time you look out at your environment and you say to yourself, this is not what I want, this is not my desire, you put up a resistance to having your desire show up. And so the answer to the problem, the solution is in accepting what you see as perfect. It's part of your journey. It the solution has already been given to you. Now you just have to start accepting this is where I need to be in order to make it happen. And sometimes, and I've been guilty of this the last few weeks. I have kind of said, you know what? I am tired of struggling and pushing and trying to make this happen. And so I'm going to throw up my arms, my hands in despair and go, I am done with this. I've had it up to here. I cannot do this. I cannot think my way out of this problem, and you can't. You the more you think about your problem, the more you think about your resistance to the solution. So instead of trying to think your way around the problem, you have to get yourself emotionally aligned with the solution. And that requires you to be happy. When we set up a goal, if it, whatever goal it is, when we achieve that goal, it really isn't. I mean, yeah, it's satisfying for a moment. It's satisfying when we get to the finish line. And then a minute, an hour, a day later, it's like, oh, you know, okay. It's like a Christmas gift, the kid plays with it all day, and then tomorrow it's just sitting in the corner. Um, because we always want to keep expanding, right? So the joy is really not in achieving the goal. The joy is in getting those little wins along the way and experiencing, oh, I've grown this much. Here's where I was yesterday. Here's where I am today. That's where the joy is. And so that's where we create the solution out of the joy and the acceptance and the love of the growth that is occurring within us. Um, so think about, when you have this problem that is stopping you from achieving your goal, if instead of focusing on the problem, you focus on what you know. Um, you know, there's a story in the that Mary Morrissey tells in the Dream Builder program of a lady that was living in this tiny apartment. It's a one-bedroom apartment, and she's a single mom with two kids. And her goal was to have a home where each of the kids had their own bedroom and she didn't have to share a bathroom with them. And, you know, if she focused on the problem, I'm stuck in this one-bedroom apartment with my kids. I'm working 2 jobs, and at night, I'm, just doing odd jobs as a seamstress to make a little extra money to try and get ahead, and I'm wearing myself thin, and I'm not spending any time with the kids. When she focuses on that, all she's focusing on is the resistance to the so a good coach would have her refocus on what she already knows and what she could do right now with what she has. And one of the things she could do is go out and find the place that she wants, go out and look for the home that would be her dream home. And the resistance to that is like, it's futile to go and look for that because I don't have the money to buy it. Nobody's going to give me, a three-bedroom home with, three-bedroom, two-bath kind of thing. So in her mind, in the mind of, where we generally are, is why even bother to do something that I know is not going to give me the result? But the act of stepping out and doing what you can, even though your belief is that it's futile, what you're saying to the universe is, okay, I am willing to hold the concept that my goal is a reality, that my dream is actually being given to me. I'm willing to a- accept the idea that it could be possible. So, in order to show my acceptance of that, I am going to do something that I believe is futile. I'm going to do what I can right now. And so, this lady goes out, she looks for a house, and she finds a perfect house. Exactly how she had envisioned it, the color, the toys in the backyard for the kids to play on, a fence around it, and everything is just how she envisioned it. But of course, she's still got this. I can't afford it. That he wants $1,000 a month for it, or $1,200 a month for it, or whatever it is, and all I can afford is 400 because that's all my budget allows with what I have right now. I'm working these two jobs, and I'm also doing, uh, night and weekend work. So I can't possibly make more money, and so it's out of my reach. And so, to get her again to concentrate on the solution and not the problem, the coach asked her, "What can you do where you are with what you have?" And and it's not about, the coach doesn't tell her what to do. The coach asks her, "What comes to your mind that you can do?" Because that is the universe talking to you. That is spirit saying, "This is what you need to do to make this happen." And so the idea came to her that she could write a letter to the owner of this building. "Good morning. I see somebody showed up with a thumbs up. I'm not sure who it is. Good morning." Anyway, and so she writes this letter saying, "Look, here's my situation, you know, single mom, two kids. The house that you have is my dream come true. But unfortunately, my budget is only $500 a month. Here's what I might be able to do for you. There are a bunch of repairs that are necessary, and I'm pretty handy, and I'm willing to make all of those repairs if you buy the materials and lease it to me for a year. In that year, I'll get the thing completely repaired for you, but here's my budget. This is all I can give you. And that's how she wound up, you know, the universe supported her because the guy gets this letter, and at first he's thinking, to heck with it. But then the universe starts to pick at him, and he phones her up and says, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I'm willing to give it a shot. If you do the work for me, I'll rent it to you for that. So this is the kind of thing, and I'm running up against the same thing. You know, I have this situation that I keep resisting about my communication on the internet. In other words, where I am at this moment, internet access is terrible. It's as slow as molasses in January is the expression we have in Canada. It's slower than molasses in January. And and you know, the work that I want to do has a lot to do with video conferencing and things like that, in just this kind of stuff. And if in the past, whenever I tried to do a broadcast, it would be broken up so badly that no one would be able to understand what I was saying. And so I've tried to think my way around the problem. I you know, bought antennas and boosters and, you know, hotspots and all sorts of, you know, routers, and I spent thousands of dollars trying to overcome the problem. And what I'm finding is that whenever like this morning, I was in meditation, and I like to listen to music from Brain.fm, meditation music. You know, close my eyes and I listen to this. But the download speed was so slow; it kept breaking, it kept stopping, it kept, you know, reloading and you know, and it was so frustrating. But it was perfect. It was perfect because when I'm talking about this today, it's like, oh, as soon as I chose to believe that what's happening is perfect for me at this particular time because I have something I need to learn, that's when the problem went away. That's when the solution showed up. But all the time I was frustrated about, I'm trying to meditate and the music stops and I'm stop, you know, so I'm don't get back. Now I have to get back into the rhythm and the flow, and the music stops again. Oh man, it was just 10 minutes went by and I was like, oh, I cannot do this anymore. But of course, you know, in the back of my mind, it's going, hey, maybe, maybe this is what you need to talk about today. Maybe you need to talk about just accepting you want it to look a certain way. When it doesn't look that certain way, you call that not working. You call that, you know, this is not working. But it is working. It's the universe's way of training you and teaching you. This is, you have to accept this is perfect. And it's I'm still on the journey. I'm still in the place where I need to be, in the perfect spot at the perfect moment. As soon as I accept it as being perfect, now the solution can come to me. As soon as I quit calling this what I see out there as bad and wrong, as soon as I accept it as this is where I need to be, that's when the solution will show up. And it's it's tough. I just, I just want to, throw things. I just I just want to take that router and slam it. That's going to help a lot, right? So the joy again is not in the end result. The joy is in seeing the growth that occurs when you finally decide, oh, okay, I accept this as being perfect. And now I'm going to open myself up to the next level of perfect. Okay. Start with what you know. So I know that I am a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe. And in order for me to grow, what I need to do is retune my vibration to the next level up by accepting this level as being absolutely perfect. It's just a matter of when you don't accept where you are, you're resisting your growth. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you go and I will talk to you again next Monday. You guys have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening.